let's assemble the ingredients for the marinade for this delicious Bloody Mary beef jerky. First, we're gonna need some ground black pepper, some celery salt, some crushed red pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, the standard Mrs. Dash original and Montreal steak seasoning, and then your favorite Bloody Mary. This is one left over from the summer. And then also, too, optional, you can add in some horseradish and some liquid smoke if you'd like. I'm gonna leave those two out of here. So let's get this marinade going. To our 2 to 3 pounds of sliced eye round steak, what we'll need is 1 1/4 cup of your favorite Bloody Mary mix. We'll add 1 teaspoon of celery salt. We'll add 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of Mrs. Dash original and 1 teaspoon of Montreal steak seasoning. Add 1 tablespoon of your favorite hot sauce or Tabasco sauce for that classic spicy Bloody Mary flavor. And then also, this is where you would add your 1 tablespoon of horseradish and 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke if you desire. And finally, a shallow teaspoon or a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. First things first, we'll want to remove the fat cap. So we'll just cut down the side of the meat, trying to keep as much of the meat on as possible. And that's looking good. You can see a little bit of meat's left over, but most of the fat cap is gone. And we will just take this little piece here. Now, I like to buy my eye round steak from Walmart. They do a pretty good job of pre-trimming it, but obviously you can buy your meat from wherever. Okay, so now that we have the fat cap off, we'll want to cut this against the grain into rounds or perpendicular to the direction of the grain. So we'll have nice little thin strips, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick, and this is looking really nice. You can see it'll dehydrate very well. Goes into our bag for marinating. So you can either do rounds like this, or sometimes what I like to do, I like to cut a little thicker strips. And then I like to cut it again into strips. And as you can see, real short grain here. And this just makes it a little bit easier for portable eating, for snacking. It also dehydrates really well. But we'll do some rounds too. Looking great. Now that we have all our marinade ingredients in our bowl, we will take this out of here and we'll zip it up with quite a bit of air in the bag. And this is just to make sure that everything is mixed up really well. Make sure that all pieces of the meat are covered and that the marinated has permeated all pieces of meat. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll open this a little bit at the top and we'll try to get not all, but as much air out as we possibly can. And this will just help the marinade spread out evenly over time. And that time is 48 hours in the fridge. We'll leave it in the fridge marinating for 2 straight days, and wow, that is a spicy looking Bloody Mary mix, but that's really gonna elevate the flavor. So we'll keep it in the fridge for 2 days, and twice a day, we'll take it out, we'll flip it over, we'll kind of agitate it a little bit, make sure that all the pieces are getting coated, and we will have it ready for the dehydrator in 48 hours. Well, it's been 48 hours later, and we are ready to get our marinated eye of round onto our dehydrating trays. What I did was I put this in a colander just to kind of drain off any of the extra marinade. Although we don't want to rinse this off, we want to keep as much of that marinade on as possible. And that real peppery flavor of the Bloody Mary mix, of that celery salt is poking through. You can smell some of the heat as well on that spiciness of the crushed red pepper. Oh wow, this smells fantastic. making sure to leave just a little bit of a gap between our pieces of meat, and this will just help this dehydrate a little bit more evenly. And as you can see, agitating the meat really covered it in that marinade. This is looking really good. This will go in the dehydrator on the lowest setting for another 48 hours. Please consult CDC for any proper handling of meat before you consume this. Well, it has been 48 hours and our beef jerky is all dried, dehydrated. I have a little piece here. Let's give it a taste. A nice savory flavor, peppery, tomatoey. That celery salt is really coming out in flavor. I plan on using this as a garnish for a Bloody Mary, just to give it a little bit more intense flavor. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments what you think of this recipe. Give this video a like down below. Give the channel a subscribe to help it out. And have a great rest of the day.